caps, and the benefit cap's a good idea in principle, but it's a shame that it is now falling apart in practice. So, although you won't have picked this up in the last 4 hours of coverage on the BBC, the truth is that there is a huge loophole in the benefit cap today that basically means that 4,000 families with more than 6 children and above actually won't be hit by the cap and will carry on receiving more than £26,000 a year in benefits. So look, this is now another idea of fake change rather than real change, and it joins a very long list at the DWP, a work programme that is worse than doing nothing, and universal credit that's disappearing into the sunset.
Are you suggesting that's a loophole the government should tighten up then?
Well, we said very clearly to the government they need to go back to the drawing board. They need to give us a cap that is different in London to the rest of the country because rents in London are that much higher. But crucially, and this is the crucial change, this cap does nothing to actually limit the amount of time that people can spend on job seekers' allowance. So what Labour is saying is, look, we need a limit on the amount of time people can spend on job seekers' allowance. Let's have a 2-year limit. At that stage, people should have to get a job. And if they can't find one, we'll invest in helping to create one. That is the best way to stop people drifting too far away from the labour market.
Benefits reform in general seems pretty popular with the voters. Do you now regret that you were, in the many years that you were in government, didn't do anything to tackle benefits?
We revolutionised the way that people got back into work. That's how we had an employment rate that is the highest in our nation's history. And of course, the spending on out-of-work benefits under Labour came down very, very dramatically. Now, we introduced tax credits to help make sure that people are better off in work rather than on the dole. That's a principle the government has hung on to in its reforms for universal credit, if they ever happen. And of course, we radically increased spending on pensions because we believe that pensioners who have paid in for a lifetime do deserve a pension that is not in poverty. But look, you know, we have got to get our country back to work right now. You've got today unemployment that is higher than it was at the last election. It's not coming down fast enough. And that's why Labour's saying, look, this benefit cap is a good idea in principle, but the truth is it's a shambles in practice. It doesn't
So a
really
good idea in principle,
families.
is that a good idea, though, that you should have implemented when you were in government, if it is a good idea in principle?
Well, look, our chief focus was on making sure that people got back into work and were better off in work when they were there. And that's how we got unemployment down to record lows. Right now, because you've got, frankly, a state of disarray at DWP with the work programme not working, universal credit disappearing, and now basically a fake benefit cap, we're spending as a country £20 billion more than was forecast on the social security budget. And these are the facts that need to be exposed.